This is my video problem for 9-1, number 41. Find the number of dots in the next two figures for each dot pattern. So for A1 we have 1 dot, A2 has 3 dots, A3 has 6 dots, and A4 has 10 dots. Now step 1, find the difference for all terms. So as you can see here, I subtract 1 from 3, I got 2. Subtract 3 from 6, I got 3. And subtract 6 from 10, I got 4. Now that was the first difference. Since it wasn't constant, I have to go for the second difference, which amazingly is constant, which is 1. So since the second difference is constant, it would make it a quadratic pattern. Now for this, we would use the quadratic formula, but replace the x with n, as shown here where the star is located. Now, find a first by using 2a equals the second difference, since 2a is the way to get the value of a. So here you have 2a equals 1. Divide by 2 to isolate the a. You would have a equals to 0.5. Then find the b by substituting the a1 value in for n. Next, substitute the next value, a2. So here you have our a, which is 0.5, times the a1, which is 1, because the n is 1, to the second power. So we substitute all of the n values with 1. Then from there we got 1 times 0.5 plus b plus c. Now when we subtract 0.5 from both sides, we would have the first equation, b plus c equals 0.5. Now remember that. Then when the a value, n equals the 2, so we substitute the 2 in for all the n values. 0.5 times n, which is now 2 to the second power, plus b n, which is now 2, plus c equals 3. The 3 is the a2 value, which is here. Now with that, we have, by solving and isolating the 2b with c, we have our second value. Now what you would want to do is subtract the first from the second outcome. So you have 2b plus c equals 1, subtract b plus c equals 0.5, and the b would equal 0.5. From there, we are set. Now to get the value of c, just plug in the values of a and b into the quadratic formula we have, which is an to the second power plus bn plus c equals an. So we are still using a1, so we multiply it by the substituted values of a and b. So remember that a is 0.5 and b is 0.5. By substituting the a and the b, we would have this equation. Now by slowly going through the process, we see that it will equal 1 plus c. By minusing 1 on both sides, c would equal to 0. Now you can either choose to include this in the equation or not. Either way, it's still fine. So with the value of c, we can finally discover the explicit rule that will help us find the next two figures for each dot pattern. So the explicit rule is 0.5 times n to the second power plus 0.5 to the n times n plus 0, which was c, equals an. Now here what you want to do is verify it. So when you plug in the a2 value, you would have the 3, and then the 2 is going to be in the nth place. Then by going through the process, you'll find that a2 is true because 3 equals 3. Now when you substitute the third value given the 3, which is a3 equals to 6, so you have your 6 and then your 3. From there you do the process. So you have 4.5 plus 1.5, which equals 6, making it a true statement. So after verifying that this is the explicit rule, now time to see if it can help us find the next two figures. So we want to find, since we are given the terms up to 4, we need to find the next two figures, which is 5 and 6. So we have a5 equals to 0.5 times 5, and then after doing all that, we'll have a equals 15, and then by plugging in the a6, we will get a6 equals to 21. So the number of dots in the next two figures would be 15 and 21 for a5 and a6. And that concludes the video problem for number 41.